Let's see here. Let's see here. Totally. So are we online? Uh, let's see here. The question is, am I actually live? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? My stream health is not that great. That stinks. I was really hoping this was gonna work. The only way for me to probably fix this is to get a physical cable, which I can't do where I'm at. Well, if you're, yeah, we'll just go with it. It's not gonna be great, and it may buffer. Maybe it'll pick up over time, get a little bit better. I hope. Um, we'll see what happens. So, right. Well, we'll just. Oh, you know what? I know how I can check it. I'm not used to doing this. Let's check on the phone. Let's just check on the phone and see what we got. Turn that off. I'm gonna turn off all my devices so I have as much stream as I can get. Let's see here. Let's switch to me and on my page, and let's go to the channel. There's, oh, let's see, that says live. Let's see how bad that is. So that's not too bad of a. Oh, wow, you can see a lot more of the board than a. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Alright, cool. We'll go with that. So welcome guys to the channel if you're watching now, which I don't think there really is anybody watching now. I've got my chat open here. Alright, cool. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, toggle timestamps. We do want timestamps, I guess. Let me test out the chat to make sure the timestamps show. Yes, they do. Alrighty. And let's see. Currently, I'm the only one here. Okay. Well, that's cool. So as you can see, I have Twilight Imperium 4 here. So this is something I have had set up for a couple days, and I know I could have filmed or something like that, but I'm playing with the BGG variant, as you can see in the description, so that makes it kind of a little bit different than standard. B, I'm learning the game, and as many of you would know, this game in and of itself is difficult enough, but when you've got something like this, it's even more difficult. Um, so I've actually already had this started and set up and played a little bit, but I just wanted to throw it on the stream and let you guys see it, and see what's going on with it, to give you an idea of how it plays. This is totally impromptu. This is totally unplanned. I just kind of decided to do it because I'm crazy like that. And I thought, maybe you guys will enjoy it. I hope you guys will enjoy it. So I'm going to stream as long as I can. We'll see how long that lasts. I went to the doctor today. I messed my foot up, and they're trying to decide if it's fractured or just has a contusion. And I'm not even supposed to be standing on it, but I really wanted to play something, so that's what I decided to do instead. I'll find out for sure. So, alright, having said that, you can't see it over here to the side, but I have three. Well, you can kind of see part of them, I guess. Wow, you can really see a lot more of them than I thought you could. So, as you can see over here, I've got three races, three factions, and so the way the solo works is that I've got the three factions up, and you pick one to play and the other two play. They don't really get technology, really like we get technology. Their pools are different. Their tactics pool, their strategy pool, and their fleet size, they're all different. So they actually don't get strategy, have a strategy pool at all. They have a tactics pool and they have a fleet pool. And what's going to happen is we're going to go in order, and they can become the speaker. And there's, depending on their turn, how many command tokens they have, whether it is 2 or 3 or 1 or whatever, it's going to change what they do. And they're going to, they may possibly do exploration, they may do expansion, they may do production. They just may do a whole lot of different things. Okay, so and they're going to pick strategy cards and all that. As far as we go, as far as we play the exact same as normally we play. So we can buy technology, we can buy upgrades to our ships and stuff like that. All the rules still apply to us, just like normal. All right, and I'm going to be going back and forth between trying to watch the chat and trying to read the document. So if you go to BGG in the file section, there is a document that's a solo variant that has all the rules. It's about 3 pages long. It's all text, but I wanted to give it a go because if you're like me, I've wanted to play Twilight Imperium for a long time, and I have it, but finding enough people that will commit to it, and the potential of how long it could take to play, is, for some people a turnoff, and I can completely understand that. But I really wanted to play it, so I thought, well, let's give it a go. I mean, the worst that can happen is the solo AI is not that great, but it will give me a chance to play it, and it's not the same as me playing 3 different people. So that's what I decided to do. So I've actually already kind of started, as you can tell, a little bit. I'm playing the Sardak Noor. I'm down here in the red. The Emirates of Hakan are the yellow. They're up here in the corner. And the Execha, I guess I'm saying that right, Kingdom is up here in the corner. I rolled originally for speaker. I was the speaker, but the Execha actually took it away as one of their strategy cards. So they took the speaker, and they've both done a little bit of expansion. I've moved out, and the Emirates of Hakan have done some production, just built a bunch of ships, and so they are done with our turn, and now we're back to the Execha Kingdom, or whatever the name is. I'm gonna see. Yeah, I probably can't do it. I was gonna try to show you the document. Let's see here. Can I add a window? Oh, I can add a window capture. Let's call this TI for solo rules. Alright. And let's find this TI4 solo rules, which is right here. Alright, cool. Okay. Well, now you can see it like I can see it. So this is the rules. These are the rules. Oh, wow, you can't see the whole thing, though. Dang. That's not cool. You can only see part of it. But this is a document. Alright, Twilight Imperium 4th Solo Rules is the name of the file. So definitely check that out. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and go back. We're going to start. And there's several pages of rules, so I'm not going to explain them all to you. We're just going to start playing. Like I said, this was kind of impromptu, so just wanted to show this and let you guys hang out if you wanted to and take a gander. All right. So, and I will be checking the chat on occasion if you're in the chat. So, yeah. All right. Let me get back here. All right. So, it is their turn. So what happens on the bot's turn is we look and we say during the action phase, we look if they have, we check first, do they have 3 command tokens? If they have 3 command tokens, which in this case they actually have 6, they have at least 3 command, we roll. Alright? And this roll 1 to 5 is an expansion action. 6 through 10 is an offensive action. And then if they can't, basically if they can't do an offensive action, then it actually goes to in an order, and we kind of go through an order of things until they find something they can do. So let's roll it. This is going to be for the Execha Kingdom. It's a 10, so it's going to be offensive. So we go on our document. They go offensive action. The bot activates a system that meets the following requirements. Is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. Well, that is a system, all right, because it's in range within 2. It's actually the only system. Is in range of at least 1 available ground force. We can pull them off the planet. Has enemy planets or ships. However, there can be at most 2 more non-fighter ships than the bot has available. So, because we don't meet that criteria, then we have to go to the tiebreaker. And so when we go onto the document, if the bot cannot go through step 1 of the rolled action, which in this case it can't, we go in order to the next thing, which is expansion. So now we're actually looking at expansion. It says it has no, the bot activates the system. It has no enemy units other than space docks. Well, that's definitely this system. It has less than 4 non-fighter ships. Obviously, it is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. It is in range of at least 1 available ground force. So basically right now there is only 1 location. That's this location. So it's going to activate the system with a tactical action. So I'm going to go over here to the tactics pool, and we're going to activate wham, that system. Then it moves up to 2 ground forces into the activated system and as many ships as possible. Its fleet size currently is 3. As many ground, let's see here, let me go back, up to, the bot moves as many ships as possible. Moves up to 2 ground forces into the activated system, so it's definitely going to move these 2 guys. Alright, so let's just go ahead to be consistent and mark. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It can't do that. Take that back. Because It can activate a system, but it can't move any ships into it. Because this system actually, with a previous expansion action, was already done. So, we're going to see. This is the beauty of doing this stuff live, because you find stuff like that. Alright, so it can't do that. So we go back to the tiebreaker and it's production. So if it does production, it says a bot transaction. I don't really understand what that means. It says a bot transaction. Voting wormholes. Transactions. Action. Oh, okay. So that has to do with trading commodities if they're neighbors. We're not neighbors, so we don't have to worry about that. So expansion production. Sorry. The bot activates a system that has an available space dock and less than 4 non-fighter ships. Well, that's definitely this system here. That is a tactical action. So we're still going to put that command token, but we're going to put it. Whoops. We're going to put it here. The bot builds belonging to the bot. If multiple systems use a system with need. Okay. If the activated system has enemy units or planets in it, so it doesn't. The bot either builds 2 ground forces units or 2 fighters. Choose the type that currently has fewer units in the activated system. So currently there's actually 2, because what I've done with these troops is I have a flag and then underneath it I have a token, so I know that's 2 troops there. So they're gonna generate and build 2 fighters. So let's grab the fighters. 1, 2 fighters. I'm just gonna set them. I know that's hard to see. I'll set them right here for now. So you're going to generate 2 fighters for sure. The bot does not pay for these, and they count only as 1 unit when calculating against the production limit. So they don't have to pay for them, they just get them. And their production here, the unit's production value is equal to 2 more. They're on a 2 planet, so their production value is 4. So they don't count against that 4. Alright. The bot starts to exhaust planets for resources, starting from planets with the highest resource values. So we currently have 2 2s. We have 2 2s. Actually, well, because of some other stuff that's happened, we have these 3 planets. One that has 2 production, 1 influence, 1 production, no influence, 1 production, 1 influence. It says the exhaust planets, if multiple planets with the same values, it'll stop if it runs out of resource generating planets or the generated resources total up to at least 8 or 6 in the bot's home system. So we're actually going to flip all 4 of these. Okay. So that gives us 2, 3, 4 production. Alright. Then it says we execute some things and execute only one of the options. So we start, can we build a war sun? No, they do not have that technology. Can we build a flagship? The cost is 8. We only have 4, so definitely not. Can we build, if the combined capacity of all units in the system is less than 2, the bot builds a carrier. Well, it's definitely less than 2. It's 0. So they are going to build a carrier. So, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Ha! Oh, they built all their carriers already. That's why I couldn't find them. So they do build a carrier. Nope, it's not a carrier. So they're definitely going to build a carrier. So there's a carrier. Carriers for them cost 3. So we have 1 left. Then the bot builds a ship with the highest cost it can afford, but not a carrier. With high ship with the highest cost, so it has 1, so it can build a destroyer. So it's going to build a destroyer. Here's a destroyer. Okay. Then production and fleet, and the bot still has unspent. Just keep 1 option. So we don't have anything left. So the bot. Oh, jeez. The bot builds a carrier. Bot builds 2 fighters. And builds a destroyer. And for the purposes, since ground forces and all that are infinite, I'm just going to grab a single ship fighter token, put underneath that, which may be difficult for you guys to see, but will make the map at least slightly less crowded in the long run, I hope. Alright, so that is their action. They've exhausted all their planets that they have actually now, and that was their turn. So then it goes to me. All right, because of the order of this phase. So I'm actually going to, well, basically do the same thing. I think I'm going to need to produce because I can't really activate anything else. So let's do that. So we're going to take the produce action, and our production limit is 5, and because it's the system that their spaceport is on plus 2, so that's 3 plus 2 is 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can potentially build up to 7. 7 production points to pay. So, oh man, that's just 1 short of being able to create my carrier. That stinks. Alright, so I think I'm gonna build we're gonna build the dreadnought. 1 dreadnought. So it's gonna be one of these guys. That's 1 unit. That used 4. Then I think I'm gonna build. I only have 7 though, right? And it has, the dreadnought has a capacity of 1, so that doesn't help me a whole lot. Let's build. Man. Let's build a destroyer. That's 2. And that's a 6 of the 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And got 1 more point. What should I build? I think I'm gonna build 2. Yeah, I'm gonna build 2 ground units. We'll just drop them right here on 1 on each planet for now. So that's gonna be. Oh, that was a tactical action. So I gotta put my thing there. So that's that. And that's my turn. So we go to the Emirates of Hahan. So they're going to roll. This is the yellow up here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess they've got 2 command tokens. Command tokens. Tactical action sleep. So I'm assuming when it says command tokens that it just is talking about up here in that section. So that's a 2. So the bot has 2 command tokens. I roll, I get an 8. That is an offensive type of action. Well, it can't take an offensive action. So instead it's going to take an expansion action. Then we'll look at expansion, bioface system. Of course, ironically, hold on a second. Oh, no. I lied. They technically only have 1 because apparently I did not mark this production that I did earlier. So if they have 1 on an 8, okay, so it has it has done production. Use the 2 command tokens, so it's still offensive. Says if the body's not yet done production, which it has, otherwise use the 2 command tokens chart. So it's going to try to do expansion and activates the system. And so there's 2 systems it could potentially activate, although ironically it's not going to be able to move any of them. There's a range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. It is in range of at least 1 available ground force. So that's actually not the case. So it goes to production. It does it strategic. Okay, so technology is what they have. So I'm going to a chart for the strategic actions. Technology. Draw a random card from the bot's technology card stack. So what it had me do is I took the technology cards, the ship technology, and it says draw a random card from the bot's technology deck. Alright, so we're going to draw a random card. So we got a cruiser Mark II. And it says let's see here. Alright, technology. Draw a random card from the bot's technology card deck. If this card has less prerequisites of any other color than what the bot's current victory point score is, and currently nobody has any score, the bot gains this card. Okay, so they get upgraded cruisers. So their cruiser goes. Oh, that's the wrong person. I grabbed. No, that's right. Yeah. So their cruiser goes from 2 cost, 7 plus combat, 2 move, no capacity, to 2 cost, 6 plus combat, so they hit a little better, 3 moves so they can move further, and now they have 1 capacity. So they got it. Alright. Oh, nope. Wait, gosh dang it. I'm looking at the wrong person. See? I'm looking at the wrong card. The wrong set of people. I should be playing with this other. These guys have Warfare. Warfare says remove one of the bot's command tokens from the board and place it back in the bot's tactics pool. The token shows in a system that contains most of the bot's units. There's 3, 4 there. I'm assuming it would be this section. Place it back in its tactics pool. Yeah, secondary to bot. Okay, so then we all get a chance for Warfare. Secondary, spend 1 token from your strategy pool to use the production ability of one of your space docks in your home system. Wait a minute. I can't just choose to produce, can I? Can I just choose to produce? It's been so long since I looked. Do I have to take that? Let's see here. Tactical actions. Okay, no. Okay. In the action phase, I can take a production. Status phase, tactic pool, fleet pool. I'm just verifying. So I can activate, then I move. Active player can produce. Yeah, okay. So it's just kind of like a way to produce off turn, I guess. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. Because I could very well be wrong. To be honest, wouldn't be the first time. Alright. Yeah, so it says, what did I just say? Spend 1 token to production. I can't do that. As far as the green player over here, for Warfare, the bot, which is what it is, executes step 3 of the production tactical action, which says the bot either builds 2 ground force units or 2 fighters. However, that system has already been activated, so I'm assuming that means that they can't. Again, I could be wrong. It's not really clear. So I guess they can't do anything. Well, yeah, I guess they can't do anything. So that takes care of their action. Then we go to the green player's action. They have 2 command tokens. So we're going to look on the 2 command tokens and roll a 9. They're going to take the offensive action. We already know they can't. They're going to take the expansion action. We already know that they can't. They're going to try to produce. They've already produced. We know that they can't. They take the strategic action, which is the technology. Okay. So, let's try this again. We're gonna shuffle them up, and their technology is gonna be, really? Ironically enough, it's still the cruiser. So they're gonna upgrade the cruiser because they do meet the requirements. It's got a 3 requirement, so they have less than 3. So let's go double check that. Technology. Whoops. Technology. Draw a random card. If the card has less prerequisites than what is of any color, then what is the bot's current victory point score? The bot gains the card. Otherwise, it's shuffled back into the back. It also says, note that while bots don't exhaust planets to ignore prerequisites, other ignore prerequisite abilities are used when calculating to see if the okay. So basically, if somehow they were able to ignore a color, a technology color, then that might actually help them get it. Okay, but in this case, that's not the case. So they do get it. Secondary technology secondary. So we'll take care of. Well, let's take care of us. So the technology secondary is spend 1 token from your strategy pool and 4 resources to research 1 technology. So unfortunately, I do not have any because I exhausted all my planets doing the building. I don't have anything that I can exhaust, so I will not be able to do anything with that. The other bot, same as the primary effect, but the bot must pay 4 resources to gain the technology. And it does not have a way to pay 4 resources, so it's not going to be able to do that. So that completes the technology. Comes back to us, and is there anything we can do? We can't produce. We've used our strategy cards. I don't have any kind of card that really is going to let me do anything else. So I'm thinking the answer is I can't do anything. Let's see here. I can't take a component action. I can't take a strategic action. I can't take a tactical action. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pass, actually. So then it goes to the next bot, and the next bot says it has 2 command tokens. We roll. It rolls a 1. That's different. Finally. The bot takes its other strategic action, which it cannot do because it's already taken both its strategic actions. It says when we look at the list, the bot cannot go through step 1 of the rolled action. It will try the action that is next in the chain of descriptions below. Offensive, we know it can't do that. Expansion, we know it can't do that. Production, we know it can't do that. Strategic, since it's already done, it passes, and actually I believe that the other bot will also fall into that same category. So finally, everybody's passed. So that actually completes the first phase, or second phase, action phase. So now we do status phase. So we're going to score objectives. So control 6 planets in non-home systems. 2, 2, 2. None of us have that, so the order doesn't actually matter. Reveal public objective. So let's reveal the second objective. It is spend 8 influence. It's the next level 1 objective. Spend 8 influence. Now, I did not pull. You know what? I didn't pull a secret objective for myself. And now I'm kind of wondering if I was supposed to have done that. Was I supposed to have done that? Oh my. I don't know. I'm going to assume, which could be dangerous, but I'm going to assume that I may have supposed to have done that. So here's the secret objective stack. And boom, boom, boom. And let me just verify, because like I said, I don't get to play this very often, so obviously I don't know. Okay, so we get, oh wait, sorry, I revealed the first objective. I'm supposed to reveal the first two. So the newest one actually is have one or more ships in two systems that are adjacent to Mechatol Rex. Okay. I'm supposed to have one secret objective, so let's pull that out. Mine is have three space docks. Oh, three space docks on the board. Now, clearly, I don't have three on the board. So just remember that's what I need to do. All right. Draw action cards. The bots do not draw action cards. I do, however, draw action cards. And by default, let's see here. Planetary Shield. Production. I'm just trying to look through here. Status phase. Winning the game. Invasion. Production. Additional rule action cards. Deals, technology, planet traits, first agenda, second agenda. Oh, come on now. You gotta tell me how many you should. One card, status phase. Draws one card from the top of the action. Yep. So my action card is, before you assign hits to your ships during a space combat, before, cancel 2 hits. Okay. Interesting. The bots do not get action cards. I don't think there's a way for them to do that, as far as I understand it. Which means there very, very well may be, and I just don't know how that works. Okay. That's done. So next thing we do, we remove command tokens. So all these command tokens on all the systems. Oh, this should be here because I got that for free. Come off. So let me pull these off. And I'm not putting these back on their boards. I'm just, well, I mean I am putting them on their boards, but I'm just placing them on their boards so that they'll be out of the way. And these will come off. Oops. And these will come off. Alright. And let's go there. Let's go there. Take these dice off that I was using to track the order. All those are off. Everybody's is off. Off, off, off. I think we're good there. Gain and redistribute command tokens. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay. So, actually, the rules, it looks like, says status phase, you do not draw an action card by default. If you have the neural motivator technology, you may draw one action card. So I guess I don't get one unless I research that technology. So I'll put that at the bottom of the stack. Each bot gains 2 command tokens. If the bot has less than 5 in its fleet pool, 1 token is placed there and the others to the tactics pool. So they gain 2. So they all have less than 5 in the fleet. So take care of that. So he goes to 3, and one more to make 4. Alright. So that's done, and then I gain, per normal, 2 command tokens. My fleet size is already 4. I think I'm going to do 1 into tactics and 1 into strategy. Alright, ready cards. So all of our planets unexhaust. So I'm going to flip that over for everybody. Flippy, flippy, flippy. Bam, bam, bam. Alright. Then we repair units. Nobody has any units to be repaired. Then we return the strategy cards. So, where to put these now? Because I kind of changed the layout a little bit here. See if I can get them over here easily. Looks like not so much. Alright. And I don't know if this is going to look really weird just because space issues. Maybe can I get them all over here if I do them like that? I might be able to do that. Almost. Oh. Just shifted the entire universe. How amazing! Okay. So, that's done. Let's return strategy cards. So, there we go. Alright, cool. So now we start out at the top. So now you get to see it from the very beginning. Strategy phase. In the normal order, speaker first. So the Exachai Kingdom first, and then it would go me, and then the Emirates of Hakan. In normal order, speakers choose strategies for yourself and bots. They'll each have 2 strategy cards. When a bot chooses, roll a die. And it says, when a bot chooses roll a die and go through the following priorities, if a strategy card with a roll number is available, it chooses that strategy. So in this case, now, as a side note, if the bot is the speaker, and in this case it is, it says here that it will treat the politics strategy as if it was not available. Okay. So if he'd have rolled a 9, or what is politics? 3. If he'd rolled a 3, then it would be like it was already taken. But he didn't. The Exachai Kingdom rolled Imperial. Now, what comes with Imperial, because this was passed up last time, is a trade good. So they do now gain a trade commodity. They are the speaker. There's their thing there. Then we go to myself. Command tokens. I really want to be able to move, is what I really want to be able to do. So I think, because my goal is going to be to try to get the 6 planets in non-home system. So I'm going to take warfare, actually. Alright, then the Emirates of Hakan. Take number 2. Diplomacy. Alright. Um, Extra Kingdom chooses. We rolled a 10. So it says if a strategy card with the roll number is not available, the bot chooses a strategy card that has the highest number of trade goods. If tied. Alright, so there's not, so we don't need to worry about that. So it's going to take the construction action. And it also, gosh, it gets another trade good. Wow. Then I get to choose. I think I'm going to choose research. I need to get that going. Alright, and then the Emirates of Hakan 9. It chooses the one with the highest number of trade goods. If tied, choose a strategy card with the number that's closest to the die roll. So it treats a 0 as a 0. So the next one available will be 1. So they're going to get number 1. And because of that, the last two that are left get the 2 trade goods. 1 trade good each. Wham. Bam. Alright, so that takes care of that. I'm going to set these over here out of the way. And we're going to start with a speaker. So what I do is I take one of these 10-sided dice and I put 1, 2, 3 for the order, and then I have another counter that I move between us so I know whose turn I'm on. So the speaker is 1. No, speaker is not 1. Who's got the first strategy card? So the Emirates of Hakan are number 1. No, they have 2. Nobody has 3. The Extra Kingdom has the next number, so they're going to be second. That means I'm going to be third. So I actually do not get any of these. Actually drawn 2 action cards before we started, so don't do that. I have commodities. Not trade goods. Okay. So, cool. So, action phase. Bots are described on the next page. As the action is resolved, the first action taken by each of the bot in every round is a strategic action of the strategy card with the lowest number. So, Exacha, that's the green, is going to take a construction action. They're going to place a space dock according to the following priorities. The home system, no. Already has 1. Mechatol Rex, they don't own it. The planet with the highest resource within 2 tiles of Mechatol Rex. So 1, 2, nothing within 2 tiles of Mechatol Rex. The planet with the highest resources, if all spec dots already, the bot's home system, the planet with the highest resources within 2 tiles of Mechatol Rex. If all space docks have already been constructed, then the space dock placement priority should be fulfilled better, and existing space docks must be removed to allow a new one to be placed. Then places a space dock according to the following priorities. Max 1 space dock in each system. The bot's home system, no. Mechatol Rex, no. The planet with the highest resources. Okay. So it can't place anywhere. Then the bot places a PDS, or 2 if a space dock wasn't placed. So there's 2 PDSs. Take 2 of the bot's planets that have the highest combined resources and influence and no PDS. So that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 1. So there's these 2 systems here. It's going to be Archon, Tau, and Sakulag. And no PDSs, and choose randomly. So 1 through 5, 6 through 10. So PDS goes there. Actually, because we didn't place a construction yard, I said all that. We actually put 1 PDS on each. So PDS, 2 PDSs. All right. So we get to take the secondary. Sorry. Dang it. Okay. I just messed that up because I started with the wrong person doing an order last time. So I'm just going to switch the order because I don't want to have to redo all that. So, construction. Secondary effect. Place 1 token from your strategy pool in any system. You may place either 1 space dock or 1 PDS on a planet you control in that system. I do not want to do that yet. Well, actually, I think I will do that. So I'm going to spend 1, and then I'm going to place a PDS on rescue line. Fortify up a little bit closer there, just in case. And the secondary action, the bot places a space dock if 1 can be taken from reinforcements. Otherwise, the PDS is placed. So it gets the other side, in this case, these guys, now get to place a PDS. Now, here's the thing though. They do have a space dock because they're within 2 of Mechatol Rex. They went that direction. So they actually could place a space dock. So we look at the normal construction action. The planet with the highest resource within 2 tiles. That's going to be this planet right here. So they're actually going to place a space dock right there. And it says specifically, while under normal action we would have to place a command token to do that, that the bots do not. So that takes care of them. Now we go to the next player. That was the secondary action of the first player. Now we go to the primary full action of this player. So it's their first turn. They have to take the strategic action since they have both of those. Leadership. The bot gains 2 command tokens, and it says place them in the tactics pool. So 2 of those go into the tactics pool. They now have 5 in the tactics pool and 4 in the fleet. All right. The secondary, the bot exhausts all of its planets that have a resource value of 0 to gain. So this is, we're talking about these guys here. The green player, which is the bot, so over here, it says the bot exhausts all of its planets that have a resource value of 0. That's this one. No. To gain influence for tokens. Oh, it has none. Then the bot exhausts its highest influence planet with a resource value of 1. Okay, so he can't do anything because he doesn't. None of that applies to him. So it goes to me. Spend any amount of influence to gain 1 command token for every 3 influence. Well, I just barely have 3 influence, but that would require me to exhaust this planet and this planet. And at least at this point, I would rather spend those for production as I motor my way along. So I'm not going to do anything there. That's their turn. Now it's finally my turn. So I'm going to take a tactical action. I am going to activate this system, and I'm going to move units. So I'm going to move, well, I'm just going to move this carrier here, and I'm going to move 2 infantry with it. So this goes away, this goes away, and they will land on those planets with no fight. So we're good there. Means I get Centauri and Grawl. So let me go to the planet deck, which is over here, and grab Centauri. 1 production, 3 influence, and Grawl. So I have that. That concludes my turn because I did not use a strategic action yet. Then we're going to go now back to the green players. So they've used their construction action. The leadership action has been used by the other. Just making sure I flip those because I did forget to do that, which is easy to do given the ridiculous number of things going on here. Uh-oh. So it's going to go back to yeah, that's the card we're not using. So we're going to go back to first player, which is going to be the Excha. So they've already used their first strategic action. They have 3 command tokens in their pool. So we roll. That is a 3, so they're going to attempt an expansion action. The bot activates a system that meets, so it's green, that meets the following criteria. Has no enemy units other than space docks. So currently this is a possibility. Has less than 4 fighter ships belonging to the bot. Alright, it definitely has that. It is in the range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. We have different locations, so that's definitely good. It is in the range of at least 1 available ground force unit, and we do have that as well, so we're good. So that's where we're going. Currently there's that option, so that's where we're going. Now, the bot moves up to 2 ground force units with as many ships as possible. Ships with if there are more ships available than what is allowed by the fleet pool, the bot moves ships with higher costs rather than the cheaper ones. Alright, so it's going to take 2 ground forces. So I guess we'll just take 1 from each. Well, 1 from there and 1 from here. Not really sure how that works either, but that's where we're going. And then it says it moves ships with a higher cost rather than the cheaper ones. Oh, the 2 ground force units are taken from the same system as possible. Okay, well. Well, the same system, not the same planet, so we're still good there. Alright, then the highest units. Okay, so the highest cost unit. So a carrier for them cost 3. and the cruiser costs 2. But it says if there are more ships available allowed by the fleet pool, which in this case there would be because their fleet pool is only 4. The bot moves ships higher with higher costs rather than the cheaper ones. So it's going to move. It's not going to move carriers unless it absolutely has to. So these guys are going to move. Wait. Sorry, did I say carriers? Carriers that are needed for their capacity don't move at all. Wait. Hold on. Carriers that are not needed for their capacity don't move at all. Okay. So. Oh, these are cruisers. Alright, so the way I read that is it moves everything it can unless it needs cruisers. So it's going to move, well, getting ahead of myself. It's going to take a tactical action and activate this system. It's moving those 2. The fleet pool is 4. So then it's going to move this. Okay. Then the only thing that's left are carriers, but it says carriers, if they're not needed for their capacity, don't move. Destroyers, okay, so at least one carrier has to move. The carriers, what's the tiebreaker for that? Carriers that are not needed for capacity don't move at all. Okay, so there's a carrier here and here, 1 through 5, 6 through 10. So it's going to be this one. So that is our 4 fleet, which is what we have. And I'm assuming that they would take these planets. As evenly as possible. So that green player now has just gained lore and Arnor. Arnor and lore. Okay. Good deal. So now we go to the Empire of Hakan. Now they have 5 tokens, which means they have at least 3, so we're rolling for them. It's a 5, that's going to be an expansion action. This is the yellow. So they can expand, just same thing we did. We basically have really 3 options. 1, 2, 3. If multiple systems meet the requirements, then we roll a die. And it's a 1. So 1 to 4, as far away from their bot's home system as possible. Well, they're okay. Well, so that makes a difference because this is 2, this is 1, this is 1. So they're going to move here. So they're going to move, activate that system. And so this system is activated. And they're going to move as many ships as possible. Their carriers have a move of 2. Their carriers have a move of 1. Their cruisers have a move of 2. And their destroyers also have a move of 2. So again, move. Now here's the problem. Again, there's not enough capacity because they need to move in 2 ground forces. And I'm assuming they would take it from the closest system. Well, they have to take it from the system where they move the. This is going to move there. Well, it's going to have to come from this system because it would make the most sense. Because, yeah. So they're going to put 2 there. Alright. So that's what they do with their tactical action, the expansion action. They don't have any commodities. There's no kind of like a, anything like that going on. So that's their turn. So then it comes to me. Whoops. I am going to check the chat because I have not done that in a while. Nobody's watching, or not people are watching. Nobody's putting in the chat. Hopefully you guys are still getting this and seeing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's like a 13-second delay. Okay, that kind of gives me an idea. So now it's going to be my turn. Oh, that sucks because I chose the really. I thought well, maybe I should have tried ultra low latency instead of just low latency. Yeah. Well, now I'll know for next time. Okay, so now I get to choose what to do. Excuse me, I am going to take a tactical action and activate this planet here. I'm going to move in this 1 carrier and 2 units. It's going to take that over. So let me get my 2 dudes. I'll put 1 right there. I said 2 dudes, and then just mark this planet so we know it's still owned by me. Question is, do I want to do that, or do I need to start moving towards? Do I need to start moving up here to stop an entry into Mechatol Rex? No, that's going to give me a public objective. Let's just do that for now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. Of course, I guess I could look at my technology though, couldn't I? I may be smarter off. I may be smarter choosing the technology. Because I would eventually like to get to the War Sun, just because War Suns are amazing. It's red and yellow. So no. I'll do that later. All right. So I activated that. So that's cool. So that was just a normal tactical activation. So I'm going to get those planets, which is Raron, and I'm going to get Quisin, something like that. Oh, that's not it. There it is. Okay. So I have claimed those planets. And now it goes back to the top, to the Exachai Kingdom, who has 2 command tokens. And now all of a sudden the stream health is not doing so hot. For some reason. I don't know how to fix it. This may be the streaming thing, man. Maybe if I had it plugged up to a physical router was in here, that might work better. Which I guess I could have done, but it's too late for that now. Alright. We're going to roll for it. And we're going to go with the 2 command token. Set. So, let's see what happens. It's a 10. The bot takes an offensive type of action. The offensive type of action looks for means following opportunity is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. The bottom line is the last step is it has enemy planets or ships. We don't have that. Then we go up to expansion. Expansion. The bot activates the system type that meets the following requirements. It has no enemy units other than space docks. So that's going to be this one. And actually, that's the only option it has. So it's going to kind of expand out that way. It's going to move. What is it going to do? The bot moves up to 2 ground forces with as many ships as possible. So it's going to activate that planet. With as many ships as possible. Interesting. It has less than 4 non-fighter ships belonging to the... Yes, it is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. Oh, that's actually not the case. Alright, let's do this again. If it has no enemy ships, so that's really only 1 planet possibly. It has less than 4 non-fighter ships belonging to the bot. That's true. It is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. In range of available, so that is no. So actually that means it can't do that, so then we do production. Whew. It just takes a lot to read through this, guys. I know this may be a little bit boring, but it does take a lot to read through this. But I think I like it because it seems complicated. I mean, it is complicated in that there's a lot of stuff going on, but when is there not a lot of stuff with TI4? So I like that I think it does a good job of doing its best it can do to simulate players' actions. Production. No bot transactions can happen. Then the bot activates the system that has an available space dock. And there's only 1 in this case. If the activated system has enemy units or planets, doesn't happen. If adjacent systems have carriers with no ground forces, if adjacent systems have carriers with no ground forces or fighters to carry, the carriers are moved to the activated system. If the adjacent systems have carriers with no ground forces or fighters to carry, so that's not true, so don't have to worry about that. The bot builds either 2 ground force units or 2 fighters. Choose a type that has fewer units in the activated system. So again, they're actually both. Bot does not pay for these and they count as only 1. Ground forces in the case of a tie. So he's going to create 2 more ground forces. And it's going to distribute them as equally as possible. Oops. And remember, are free. the bot does not pay for these units, and they count as only one unit. Oh, only one unit. So he doesn't pay for them, but they do count towards his production capacity. So the bot starts to exhaust planet's resources with highest resource values. And I suffer from that. Can't pick up a carditis quite badly. Alright, so we have 3 of these that have 2s on them for resources. If multiple planets with the same resource values as planets with lower influences are chosen first, so there's 2 of them that have 1s. The exhausting will stop if the bot runs out of resource generating planets, or if the generated resources total up to 8 or 6 if it's the home system. In this case, it is the home system. So there's 2, 4, 6. Alright. So he exhausts all those. That is a total of 6 resources. And his production value is 4. Because he has 2 on the planet he's on, and the space dock's on, and it's +2, so 4. He's used one of those for building his, and actually I guess I'm just going to set these down here again. Hopefully, can you guys see that? Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah. Well, you can see a lot more on the screen than I thought. But I had to go up that high just to get the whole map in. Alright, so where was I at? Production. Okay. So get more cities for total. If this after using planets, the bot will spend up to 2 trade goods to generate more resources to a total of 9. Ooh, and he actually has those. So he's got 6. So that's 8. Nope. In a home system, it's still 6. Execute the options. The bot builds a war sun. Can't happen. Builds a flagship. Its flagship cost is 8. It's only at 6, so it can't do that. The combined capacity on if the combined capacity of all the systems in this system is less than 2, well, there's none. There's no capacity in this system, so it's going to build a carrier if possible, and that is possible. So there's a carrier. So that's 2 of the 4 production, and I just used, and let's do this. So it had 9, it had 6, so I'm down to 4 to be able to spend. The carrier costs 3, so actually I take that back. I had 6, so it's down to 3. Alright. The bot builds a ship with the highest cost it can afford, but not a carrier. So with 3 left, the highest cost ship that I can afford is another cruiser. So that's 3 production, which means I have 1 left. And I've used 3 of the 4. Well, resource-wise, let me rephrase that because I'm saying that wrong. Resource-wise, I spent 3, 4, 5 out of 6. Then it says if the production and fleet limits allow it, if the production and fleet limits allow it, and the bot still has unspent resources, execute one option. If 2 units can still be built, the follows through step 3 again. If 2 units can still be built. Showing the last sentence with its special rules. Bot builds. So I guess that means it would build 2 fighters, right? Or 1 fighter. For a cost of 1, I can build 2. Oh yeah, for a cost of 1, I can build 2, but it still counts towards my limit. So it will build a fighter. Because now everything's even. Whatever it has less of, so there you go. So it builds these in the home system. Making sure I get the. Alright. So I built those in the home system. And once again, I failed to use the activation token. Yep, so that's it to go. So now we go to the Empire of Hakon. It has used one of its actions, so we're going to roll. And it has 4, so we're going to use a table for 3. That's going to be an offensive action. Nothing happens there, so it goes back to expansion. No enemy units. Looking for something that has no enemy units. Less than 4 ships belonging to bot. So that's going to be, well, really any of these. Is in range of at least 2 available non-fighter ships. Is in range of at least 1 available ground force. So the tiebreaker, it's going to be close to make a tall Rex as possible. So this unit, oh no. Dang, once again, yeah, once again, we have 2 places. So if multiple systems, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, so both of the same distance. So let's just be fair about it, I guess. 1 through 5, 6 through 10. So it's building over there, which is probably, if I was playing, what I would probably want to do anyway. Well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe. So the bot moves up to 2 ground force units, and the only place it can, which is going to be from here, takes them from the same system. So the fleet moves under construct that the units are taken from the same system if possible. So it's going to move those here. We use the highest available ship. Well, none of these can move. So it's going to have to use one of those 2 carriers. So we'll roll for that. 1 through 5, 6 through 10. So it's going to move this one. Oops. And it's going to take over here and here. So it will gain Tekuran and Torcon. Tekuran and Torcon. Alright. So that's its movement. Bot moves on ground forces down. Yep. Cool. So that's its turn. Now it is my turn. I'm going to use the technology strategy card. Research one technology. I'm going to choose to research this first level red technology. Let's see here. Which is Megan Defense Grid. No, that's not the one I'm going to research. I got these slightly out of order here. Hold on a second. Where's the yellow? Yeah, that's where that one should actually go. Keep these in a pile. So I'm actually, take that back. I'm going to do plasma scoring. When one or more of your units use the bombardment of space cannon, one of those units may roll one additional die. So I'm going to take that technology. I'm going to research that because I want to work towards the War Sun, just because I think the War Sun's pretty awesome. So when I take the technology, oh, then I can spend 6 resources to research another technology if I want to. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'll do that. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to spend these 6 resources. 3, 2, 5, 6. And we're going to go ahead and research. Let's see. Let's just go and do the first Sarwing Tools. That's a yellow because we have to have that for the War Sun as well. When one or more of your units use production, reduce the combined cost of the produced units by 1. So making our forces a little bit cheaper. So then in player order, technology, same as the primary effect, but the bot may have 4 resources. Alright, draw a random card from the bot's technology. And so I'm shuffling it up. And random card is the War Sun. If this card has less prerequisites of any color, then what is the bot's current victory point score? The bot gains this. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Well, the Empire of Khan is now potentially able to build War Suns. That's just. Oh, shoot. That's not the Empire of Khan. Did the wrong one again. Dang it. Now I can't pick up this card. They can build War Suns. Wow. That's rough. Oh wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. No, they can't. They may spend up to 4. Wait, do they have to spend 4? This is what learning looks like. Same as primary, they must also pay 4. Oh, well, no, they can because they do have a trade good. So, yep. They're going to exhaust the rest of their planets. But, yep, they just get the War Sun tech. Golly. Whew, that's going to be rough. Okay. Okay. Wait, the bot will spend the resources only if prerequisite check. Hold on a second. Draw a random card from the bot's technology. If the card has less prerequisites, the bot gains this card. Otherwise, the card is shuffled back in the deck. While the bots don't exhaust planet, ignore prerequisite abilities are used when I don't understand what that means. Same as the primary. The bot will spend the resources only if prerequisites check is passed. Oh. Okay. So. Okay. I'm good now. Whew, Lord, that was tough. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other player. Not looking. Pull this one. Space Dock 2. If the number, what was the requirement? If this card has less prerequisites than what's current victory part. Oh, less prerequisites. No, so they didn't get this. No. He doesn't get this, and actually, I totally misread that. That means that earlier, that carrier upgrade was not gotten either. Okay, so they can't get it. Alright, so they got to start. So I see, so basically they have to start claiming objectives before they can start getting some tech. So I guess that keeps them from getting tech really early, I suppose. Whew, okay, that was a whole lot of work for not a lot of gain. Alright, so that's my my technology. That was my last turn. And let's see here. I've been live for an hour and a half. Well, I know that's very disjointed, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just kind of pandemonium on the board, and I don't spend a lot of time necessarily explaining everything and reading stuff out, but you can kind of see how it plays. You take your turn, and they take their turns, and they may take a normal tactical action or try to expand, or they'll try to fight, or they'll do their card, and then each one of their cards have a different way of doing it. Obviously, just because some of those decisions as far as whether it's been the resources or whatnot, what am I trying to say? They simulate those kind of decisions, basically, is what I'm trying to say, for these guys. And but I mean, yeah, it takes a lot, but I do like it. I think it's probably obviously a lot more fun in the situation where you've got real people playing, actual people playing with you, and there's a level of interaction that you can't duplicate, and player bluffing and things of that nature that you can't duplicate, obviously, with a bot. But this is still fun. I mean, obviously in the normal game, right? It does take time to kind of start expanding out, and so that's kind of what's happening here. You can see. So soon we'll be fighting each other, which is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think I'm going to close it up there. If you thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for subscribing. Hopefully you did get something out of this, and if nothing else, it piqued your interest to go check this out on BGG. And I don't know if I'll stream this again or at some point later on. I'm not going to do a series on it. If I did a series, I would probably do it. If you guys want that, let me know, and I will attempt it. Paul Darcy did it, and it took him several videos. I will attempt it if you guys really want it, and I'll try to use different player characters than he did to make it realistic. And we'll try it if you really want me to do that. Yeah, I hope this piqued your interest. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing if you're watching it now or in the future. I'm the Board Game Roamer, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video and or live stream. Bye, guys.